Hello, good afternoon, students. First and foremost, I hope everyone is doing well and keeping safe and healthy and hanging in there. Second, gusto ko lang din sabihin na sobra kong flattered and sobra kong honored na na-invite ako to speak in front of you today and share with you my journey as a student and how that played a huge role in my adult life. Actually, medyo mixed emotions nga ako when I got the invitation. Kasi ang sabi sa akin, it really is to show how an average student can shine and succeed in life. So apparently, I am your average student. Ako yon, that's me. So it's flattering, but at the same time, medyo may slight feeling of abuse. Just slight lang. But in all seriousness, I really am happy to be here. A little bit of a background about myself. Again, my name is Angelica Soriano Alex. I now live in the US. Nag-move ako dito noong 2003, eventually got married, and I now live with my husband and our 2 boys in Southern California. As a student, I joined Seton. Nag-start ako sa Seton ng grade 3 and then graduated elementary years and then went on to my high school years and graduated 4th year high school in 1998. So really many moons ago. You guys were probably not even born then yet. But as a student, I guess I would say na I am not one whom I would consider as your model student. Why? Kasi I had my own fair share of disappointments. My parents had their fair share of heartaches and headaches, and so did my teachers. Sabi ko nga, it would probably be dependent kung sinong kausap mo if you ask people about me. My math teachers would probably say, oh yeah, she's fine, she excels good, she does really well in school. Pero my other teachers would probably say, okay lang naman. You know, she tries really hard, she passes her grades, she submits everything on time. Pero for the most part, I mean, grades are acceptable, definitely on the average side. Pero others would probably say, oh, she needs a lot of prayers. So, again, it really just depends on the person that you're talking to. But one thing I can confidently say is that what had remained constant throughout all those years, no matter what results I got, was how hard I worked. I was a very hard worker, and I really embraced the kind of guidance and support that my teachers had given me. So, nung high school kasi ako, I chose not to be part of a lot of extracurricular activities. I was very insecure. I was very doubtful about myself. Hindi ako confident enough to volunteer myself and raise my hand and be like, I'll do it. Hindi ako yun. That wasn't me. But my teachers somehow saw something in me that they would always encourage me and make me feel that I can do it. And so I was basically forced out of my comfort zone and faced my fear, and I was glad that I gave in to that. Kasi I didn't realize during that time, nung kabataan ko, nung mga kasing age nyo ko, hindi ko na-realize na all of those push pala will help me in becoming the kind of corporate worker that I am right now. Now, what do I mean by that? So, 2003, when I first moved in the US, I entered corporate America. It was my choice. I wanted to be part of the corporate world, and I knew I had to crawl my way up there, the corporate ladder. Why? Kasi in my mind, I was already devoured by my insecurities. In my mind, sabi ko sa sarili ko, not only am I a woman, I am also coming from a third world country, and English is my second language. So, anong laban ko sa mga competitors ko, sa ibang candidates applying for the same role? Needless to say, I had no choice. So just like what I mentioned kanina, I remember nung second year or maybe third year high school, I was voluntold to be part of an interpretative dance. Someone who is as uncomfortable as I am in front of a stage, my teacher had basically forced me to be part of the interpretative dance. Guys, hindi man lang public speaking, dance talaga siya. And so I gave in to that, and I knew that if I really wanted to have good grades and if I want to show participation, I needed to face my fears. And so I did that. So when I first came to the US, ganun din yung naging thinking ko. Who else will support me in terms of living, right? I need to support myself somehow. I need to make sure that I make my parents proud. So I went from one job to another, applied at every possible institution there is. And, you know, just like in school, I had my fair share of disappointments. I had no for an answer on a lot of occasions. Pero again, perseverance has always been consistent. I remember probably sometime in 2006, I would literally on foot be dropped off at a downtown strip in Glendale, California. And I literally went from one building to another, went in this building, got in the elevator, one floor after another, dropping off my resume. That's the kind of perseverance that I had, that I carried on from when I was a kid. I was a high schooler like yourself. There was so much that I wanted to prove. Because if you guys remember right now, I mean, you guys are probably living it. Right now, as a high schooler, you have so many things that you want to prove to yourself, to your parents, to your friends, to the world, to the society. And this is really a critical and vulnerable stage of your life. So, lahat ng ini-instill sa atin, both at home and in school, I really encourage you to embrace that. I really challenge you to find something in it that would contribute to becoming a better version of yourselves. Fast forward 2006, I finally landed a job at Bank of America, and it was a fairly data entry job. I used to call it, naalala ko dati, I used to call it a mindless job. Kasi all I had to do was type and input information into the system, and that really was all I could do. However, you know, challenging myself was always something that I was not comfortable in doing, but I was always pushing myself to do. So I applied for promotions left and right. Every time may opening, whether I feel like kaya ko to or hindi, knowing that I have those strong foundational support from the people around me, the morals and values that I received in my home as well as in school, all those played a huge part. 15 years later, 2020, I am actually, in 3 months, we'll be celebrating 15 years with the bank. And I can proudly say that here I am, a woman of Filipino descent, your fellow Citonian, a vice president at Bank of America, part of the world's Fortune 100 companies. And so with that, my dearest students, I want to leave you with a word of encouragement and letting you know that no matter kung saan man kayong stage in your life right now, whether you're feeling the best, you know, version of yourselves, or you're not quite there yet and you have self-doubt and insecurities and lack that confidence in yourself, I challenge you. Face your fears. Embrace the people around you. Consistently pray. Have the proper guidance and use the resources that are in front of you into good use. Cultivate yourselves. Don't ever stop challenging yourselves. And I promise you guys, the best is yet to come. So with that, I wish you all a happy and fruitful and safe and better 2021. I hope you continue keeping safe, and God bless you all.